Hi there, televiewers. Many thanks for joining us on today's edition of Prime News on My Media Prime Television with me, Eileen. We begin the news in Douala, where students of Government Bilingual High School Mabanda in the Douala 4 municipality, Littoral region of Cameroon this morning went to the streets protesting for government to pay their teachers' salaries, brandishing placards like "Pay our teachers." As the teachers' dead chalk strike enters week 3 this week. Let's get details with Catherine Okongwe in this report.
After talks with the government failed to yield fruits, teachers are not relenting their efforts as they have continued to press on for payment of their wages as well as amelioration of working conditions.
Réveillons-nous, allons de l'avant. On appelle ces enfants pour lutter contre l'ignorance. Travaillons toujours la main dans la main pour bâtir le Cameroun de demain.
In this light, students of Government Bilingual High School Mabanda in the Douala 4 municipality, Littoral region of Cameroon, this morning took to the streets to join their teachers protesting for the government to pay teachers' wages. The students were all out of their classrooms, brandishing placards with messages, "Pay our teachers, we want education." The teachers' protest has been going on for over 3 weeks now. Unsatisfied by the measures the government has taken so far, the teachers have threatened to boycott this year's GC examination, marking and invigilation. Amidst the ongoing strike, some teachers have decided to evaluate students on the protest, while others decided to give students 20 on 20 in evaluation. And a computer science teacher test has gone agricultural as students were asked questions on pear trees and fruits. The population is calling on the government to look into the plea of teachers so that students can go back to their classrooms.
A gendarmerie officer has sent a pregnant woman to her early grave as he speedily ran after a driver who refused to respect security controls. The officer's car unfortunately hit a bike transporting the pregnant woman, who died later in the hospital together with her twin babies. Nora KB tells us more in this report.
A pregnant woman in Kutaba in the West region of Cameroon has met her untimely death together with her unborn twin babies in an accident. The sad incident occurred over the weekend in Kutaba when a gendarme officer followed a driver who defied control checks at a control post in Fumbot. According to reports gathered, the gendarme officer was on top speed with his car to get hold of the runaway driver. Unfortunately, he ran into a commercial bike which was transporting the said pregnant woman, who was already in labor and rushing to the hospital. His car sadly hit the woman on the bike, who later died while she was being taken to the hospital for instant medical attention. While doctors confirmed she was dead, they desperately carried out an emergency surgery in order to save the babies. But they too will never see the light of day. The twin babies died with their mother as if to say, "We can't live without you." The angry population on their part descended on the gendarme officer, giving him the beating of his life. It was not long before his colleagues in Kutaba saved him from the hands of the angry mob. His car was set ablaze as well as huge sums of money, as he claimed. The officer is currently receiving medical attention in the military hospital in Kutaba, while the deceased and her babies have been buried already according to Muslim tradition.
On the eve of this year's 37th edition of the International Women's Day, the Women's Day fabric, which has been scarce in the market this year, has witnessed a general low purchase due to price hikes. The exorbitant price and other reasons are accountable for the timid purchase this time around in Yaoundé, as our Central Regional Correspondent went down the streets of Yaoundé to know how the atmosphere is a day to the D-Day. Colette Loom has more.
To go in the commemoration of this year's 37th edition of the International Women Day, women in the Central region are waxing up in different activities. Regarding the Women Day fabrics, some women, if not majority, have shown away from the usual purchase. Speaking to majority of these women who spoke behind the camera for fear of indulging in trouble, they blamed their non-purchase for an exorbitant price hike to 10,000 francs CFA and even up to 15,000 francs CFA in some of the tailoring workshops. As tailors too do not want to be involved in any problem for fear of revealing the truth to the public regarding the reality of the hidden and underground price hike. Speaking to most of them behind the camera, who did not in any way want their faces to even appear in camera, they blame the exorbitant price increase on the manufacturers and distributors. Irrespective of the increased price this year, there has however been some purchase, though timidly. Skills this year are expensive. In the beginning it was 8,500 francs. Later it went up to 10,000 francs and even 15,000. Some vendors also took great quantities, hid it, and now inflating the prices. On the other hand, some ladies have not gone in for the fabrics since they hold different views. Fabric is not the only thing that shows that the woman has gained her independence, not even in the program. On the aspect of who should purchase the fabric, a husband to his wife or a lover to his woman or women themselves.
On parlait de l'indépendance de la femme, ça veut dire que la femme en achetant son pain elle-même.
When we speak of the independence of a woman, it means a woman is eligible to purchase her loin. Therefore, a woman is not supposed to expect her husband to purchase her loin because it's her day and she should buy it with her own hard-earned money. It's not Saint Valentine or wedding day for her to be waiting for her man. At the end of the day, whether the fabrics is purchased or not, the essence of the day should not be derailed in order for women to stand strong in society and gain ground as this year's theme, gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow, should be highly considered. Meantime, women are expected to celebrate this year under the context of the COVID-19 pandemic and implement the measures put in place by the World Health Organization, as well as upholding morals without lifting up the akaba or letting their kids and spouses go hungry or creating problems in their marriages because their spouses did not purchase fabric.
You're welcome back. Onto something else, the Popular Action Party PAP has appointed its first and second deputy national organizing secretaries. Members of the Popular Party converged on Yaoundé on March 5, 2022 to hand over the command in office in these two functions to Ozugen Gordon Amu and Temban Joshua Temban under the patronage of the party's president Jean Denis Tabe, chaired by the party's Secretary General Lena Fabrice. Colette Loam once again from Yaoundé.
Popular Action Party PAP now has first and second deputy national organizing secretaries in the persons of Ozugen Gordon Amu and Temban Joshua Temban. They were installed by the Secretary General of the party in the presence of the Council of the Wise and other party members on March 5, 2022 in Yaoundé, respectively. Members of the party converged in Yaoundé in this important ceremony appointed by the PAP National President Jean Denis Tabe. Meanwhile, the installation into office of the first and second deputy organizing national secretaries took place under the patronage of the Secretary General of the party, Lena Fabrice. It is worth noting the Popular Action Party is made of young aspiring Cameroonians who have ventured into governance, optimistic and working hard to get more youths involved in governance. The first Deputy National Secretary, Ozungen Gordon Samu, is an economic operator. He originates from the Northwest region, born on March 5, 1980 in Kumbo Bui Division, married and a father of two, based in Yaoundé, and has so far far been a fervent and staunch militant of PAP. In the same light, Tamnjong Joshua Tamnjong, the second Deputy National Secretary, hails from the Northwest region. He is an entrepreneur with many caps, graduate from the University of Boya, a certified business development trainer by the UN agency, International Labour Organization, a networker, motivational speaker, and a farmer, married and a father. There is therefore hope that their input in the party will go a long way to bring change in the political atmosphere in Cameroon. Thus, be an encouraging push for other youths to venture into politics.
In preparation for the International Women's Day celebration, Bokengo Kemia Worthy sought to know how some women in the town of Douala are preparing for the celebration. She compiled the following report.
Women love to be pampered. Over the years, the International Women's Day celebration is one of the days women long for and look forward to, with men providing a little extra this day and giving their women what could be considered as a day off by means of helping them with house chores, including cooking, laundry, grocery shopping, making them feel special by means of gifts and loin, amongst others. The excitement of this day, however, has dropped over time for many reasons than one. There's no money and business is slow. The loin is expensive. Women can't afford to buy the loin and pay for sewing. I have done less than 20 clothes this year. For me, Women's Day preparation this year seems to be less interesting than in the past years. Most women are not excited. They are not taking the preparation as serious as it used to be, maybe due to poverty and other crises in the country. Some men decry the abuse and demeaning value of the day by some women. For me, Women's Day preparation and celebration is a big distraction and misplaced priority for the African woman. A woman who can't afford to feed her children, you see her stressed to keep money just to buy loin for Women's Day. That will not help her in any way except for the feeling of belonging and maybe even break her home. Other women say it is hard for them to prepare for the Women's Day celebration. I am not happy. I can't be unhappy and celebrate Women's Day. There's no money. The economy is tough. For me, the day is for persons who have enough. The loin is expensive, rare, and we have bills to pay as well as children to feed. I'll be celebrating here in the market with my cock. Though the International Women's Day aims to promote and raise awareness of women's rights, appreciate their achievement and applaud their contribution to society, many persons say the day has become one that constitutes of bad drinking habits for some women, home wreckage, competition, marital problem, misunderstanding, conscious and unconscious cheating, amongst others, bearing bad memories for many instead of encouragement. With price influx, COVID-19 and the Anglophone crisis, many women say it is hard for them to prepare with a sound mind for the celebration.
In a related story, as part of activities marking the 37th edition of the International Women's Day in Cameroon, the Indomitable Lions of the Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Center, DDR Northwest, defeated Solidarity Ladies Bamenda in a handball encounter 19 goals to 15. The match was played at the 5th Military Stadium of Station, Bamenda Northwest region. Charles Kebwa reports from Bamenda.
Women of the Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration DDR Center Bamenda golden pillars as part of activities to mark the 37th edition of the International Women's Day celebrations defeated Solidarity Ladies of Bamenda in a handball encounter 19 goals to 15. Celebrating on the theme Equality Between Women and Men Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow, the match played at the 5th Military Stadium, Upstation Bamenda, March 5th, 2022. Northwest Regional Delegate of Women's Empowerment, Wiba Hassan, said the fact that women this time around came out in their numbers, taking part in various activities since 2015, the socio-political crisis started in the Northwest and Southwest regions, is a long way for the return to normalcy.
Coming out and participating in our various activities like they used to do before 2015, we think that will go a long way to bring back life to normalcy as far as the women's activities and their various, the other activities as far as the activities concerned.
Northwest Coordinator of the Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Center, Kum Henry Etu, the march makes the lady of the Bamenda DDR Center feel a sense of belonging.
The women in the DDR Center feel part of the society. On the 11th of February is the men who play football. So we thought that during the celebration of the Women's Day, the women should also have a handball match with other women from other groups so that they can actually feel accepted.
With a message to the public, those at the DDR Center are a different people, socially comfortable with various activities being carried out in the center, is with a vision of empowering women for decades.
The Limbe City Mayor Paul Ewane Eli has vowed to look into the problems faced by the Limbe population. He made the declaration after his election as new city mayor on Friday, March 5th, 2022. Audrey Zatsa recounts the effervescence of the elections.
The atmosphere at the Limbe City Council Hall in Bota was rich in excitement during the extraordinary session of the council dedicated to elect the new city mayor, presided over by the senior divisional officer for FACO, Ngamba Emmanuel Ledoux. After hours of debate, consultations and box ballotings, Paul Ewane Eli cruised to victory with 57 votes out of 72, thus replacing the pioneer Limbe City Mayor Mutanga Andrew Monjimba, who died on January 5, 2022. Reacting to his election, the new city mayor believes that he is up to the challenging task.
I want to also thank the delegation, and that is why I want to send my appreciation back to him. However, like I was saying, Limbe is a town and we have to look forward to see what to do. The challenges, I know they are there, but I also know the opportunities are there to overcome the challenges. So I think that is important. Poverty, and we also have to develop the community. So I think those are the few. I'm very, very good.
The four candidates vying for the post of the Limbe City Mayor were Oscar Kwen, Karen Tanga, Chief Nzivewoka Ngale 1, and Paul Ewane Eli. And out of the 73 councillors of Limbe 1, 2 and 3 subdivisional councils, 71 were present as 57 voted in favor of the graduates in political science from the University of Boyer. According to one of the candidates vying for the position, the wind of change in the city of Limbe has blown.
For the new city mayor just elected today, I think there will be a very big, great change in Limbe because he's a young man, dynamic, level-headed, and we think that from his other functions that he provides as a national bureau secretary for the National Youth Council and so many other functions, we know that he is used to administration.
The Minister of Higher Education, Professor Jacques Famendongo, led the CPDM Central Committee team for the elections, which saw the presence of several other administrative authorities. The election, which finally took place on Friday, March 4, was to take place on March 2, but was postponed by the senior divisional officer for FACO. Paul Ewane Eli will thus be continuing the baton from where his deceased predecessor ended as mayor of the Limbe City Council, Southwest Region of Cameroon.
A historic homecoming was accorded the mayor of Wum Council, Dingambom Anthony Mvo, over the weekend at the Wum Grandstand by thousands to celebrate his development strides and brilliant elections as first vice national president of the United Councils and Cities of Cameroon, UCCC. During the ceremony, Mayor Dingambom promised to target the challenges of his people. Charles Kebwa completes that story from the Northwest region.
A historic homecoming was accorded the mayor of Wum Council, Dingambom Anthony Mvo, by thousands that gathered at the Wum Grandstand Saturday, March 5, 2022, to celebrate his development strides and election as first vice national president of the United Councils and Cities of Cameroon, in the presence of the Secretary General at the Northwest Governor's Office sitting in for the governor. The event began with an ecumenical service with the men of God prayed over Mayor Dingambom Anthony for more opportunities before he was decorated by the funds. During the historic homecoming accorded him, Mayor Dingambom Anthony Mvo, first vice national president of the UCCC, promised his people tackle their challenges.
I've been given the authority by the Mentu people. It is time to set up, it's time to meet the authorities in Yaoundé to lobby for the start of the Mentu hydroelectric power project. Time for the Bamenda Wum Road to be put amongst the section of the ring road. It is time for development to start following in Menchum division. I think we are there, and I am very, very happy with the massive turnout today. It has just given me a lot of courage to be able to fight for this division to get ahead.
Graced with traditional animation, the people of Wum struck Menchum lament over the absence of energy supply for the past 4 months. Appeal government construct the Menchum hydroelectric dam, target the limited electric supply in the division, which has rendered socio-economic activities of the area. Highlights of the day witness a unison amongst elites from Menchum.
The Center for Entrepreneurship, Leadership and Business Management Development Africa has graduated its Pioneer 3 batches of entrepreneurs. The graduation ceremony, which took place in Douala last Saturday, was co-organized with a Peak Performance Summit on an initiative of Dr. Javnyoy Joybert. Details with Joy Ngong, Douala.
Some 107 remarkable entrepreneurs and company executives from 7 different countries have graduated from the mini MBA program offered by the Center for Entrepreneurship, Leadership and Business Management Development Africa. The 3-month training program was centered on the art of business strategies, marketing, people management and organizational leadership.
Ewane Eli Africa is a leading professional development training institution with a global reach, legally recognized by government and fully accredited by Kesmon International University, USA. The mini MBA program being just one of the several professional training programs they run. Certification by an internationally accredited institution like Ewane Eli Africa comes with a handful of benefits, some of which include enhancement of your credibility in the marketplace with professional proof that cannot be ignored. Significantly increased marketability in the marketplace, strengthening of your CV and professional profile, leading to a stronger brand, both personal and corporate. Irrefutable validation of knowledge and skills. Enhanced chances to compete on a global scene.
The trainees are confident that the mini MBA program has equipped them with the required skills to excel in the world of entrepreneurship.
The reason I decided to take this program was to help me achieve my goal of one day becoming an entrepreneur from my schooling and from places that I've worked, and by learning new skills and techniques to make me a better entrepreneur. This mini MBA program has made me aware of all the skills and advantages that I have at my disposal currently. It has made me a better employee because I'm able to identify pain points in my team and provide solutions. It has also broadened my view on all the possibilities available and how many markets have a need that is not being fulfilled and that I can be able to fit into.
The graduation ceremony of the 3 pioneer batches of the Institute coincided with a Peak Performance Summit a forum established by Dr. Javnui Joybird to teach citizens on how to be productive.
Yes, what happened here today was a twin event where we had the Peak Performance Summit, and the spirit or the philosophy behind the Peak Performance Summit is to teach citizens how they can become very productive. Streets do not, hills and trees and stones do not make a nation. It is people that make a nation. And until people are productive, the economy will not be productive. Until people can perform, the nation cannot perform. So the main aim of the Peak Performance Summit, and which has a master class on how to win from the place of disadvantage, was to teach people how they can perform better and be productive and succeed in life. That was the spirit. And then the mini MBA graduation was, it was graduating 107 executives, company executives, government leaders and entrepreneurs from 7 different countries who went through 3 months training of programs to master the art of strategy, organizational leadership, marketing, people management, and how to scale businesses.
The mini MBA program designs its courses following present-day technological innovations based on modern-day business requirements and challenges. It works in partnership with universities abroad.
The Tex Global Ultramarine Fish Farm, situated in Bokwai, Fako Division of the Southwest region of Cameroon, was officially launched over the weekend on Saturday in the presence of the representative of the Southwest Governor, the Chief of Cabinet at the Southwest Governor's Office, Muhammad Junior Ade, and the General Manager of the Cameroon Development Corporation, Franklin Ikomenje. Details in this report. The Tex Global Ultramarine Fish Farm, Bokwai, Southwest region of Cameroon, was officially inaugurated by Ade Muhammad Junior, Chief of Cabinet at the Southwest Governor's Office, who represented the governor at the event. The governor's representative applauded the initiative, saying it came at the right time when the region is faced with food insecurity caused by the current armed conflict. He also highlighted that the initiative of the Tex Global Ultramarine Fish Farm is an economic booster for the country and corresponds with President Biya's ideologies, who kept calling on the youth to invest in agriculture, the backbone of every society. The CEO of Tex Global, Teke Samuel, laid emphasis on the objective of creative and ultramarine fish farm in Bokwai.
This is actually one of the projects we are publicly showcasing in Cameroon, which is the ultramodern fish farm. And like I said, a lot of them are going around this environment. About 5 projects we have around. And you'll be coming here from time to time to see more of the things we are talking about. So Tex Global is all about food security and financial freedom. So the fish farm is an idea that came up when I discovered that almost every fish that is eaten in Cameroon is imported. So I begin to think that if we look at the cost of logistics and transportation, we can actually save a lot if we can cut that cost. So we decided to engage into the fish farm project, knowing that fish also is very nutritious as far as our system is concerned. So that's how we started the fish farm project. And today here we are in a capacity where we can produce minimum of 1 million fingerlings within 3 months, and then we can do a grow out fish of at least 500,000 to 1 million within 4 to 5 months. So it's a large capacity that can carry the Cameroon population to an extent, and we have plans to expand as much as we can.
For the General Manager of the Cameroon Development Corporation, CDC, Franklin Ikomenje, Teke Samuel's entrepreneurial skills is a reference for many to follow.
There's a mindset issue that has to be addressed. All of us grew up having that problem. Growing up, we knew that we go to school, we excel, and when we leave school, we come back to be employed by the government. The reality in today's world is that despite all the goodwill, the best will that the government has, the government cannot absorb all of us seeking employment. And everywhere else in the world where it has succeeded, the government is not the person that plays that role of the employer. Success, development lies in private enterprise. And this is an example of private enterprise, entrepreneurship.
The boss of the Tex Global Ultramarine Fish Farm had a message for the youth of today regarding unemployment.
I've always been a fan of trying to get people to deviate their mind from depending on the employer, especially the government.
Other Tex Global products were showcased at the ceremony, including Tex Choco, the organic dried catfish, and most importantly, the book titled The Billionaire Mindset, written by Teke Samuel to liberate the minds of young Cameroonians from being simple job seekers to great job creators. A football match between members of the Association of Cameroon English-speaking journalists and the Belinda Babila Foundation soccer team took place over the weekend in Douala. The encounter, which is an initiative of the foundation, Belinda Babila, is geared towards raising awareness of the launch of a blockbuster movie titled Bamboozler, aimed at raising funds for the construction of a multi-purpose center for IDPs in the country. Darling Gonde was there and now reports.
In a friendly encounter organized by the Belinda Babila Foundation in association with Bugatti Media, the Association of English-speaking journalists from the Douala Charter have locked on horns with the Babila Foundation Football Club, prelude to the launch of the highly anticipated blockbuster Bamboozler, which, according to neighbor Paul, is a movie for cause.
This movie is Bamboozler, and this movie is subtitled A Movie for a Cause. Why? Because all the proceeds of the premiere of this movie are destined for a construction of a multi-purpose training center here in Mabanda Bonaveri, Douala, where this center is going to be used to train widows, less privileged, internally displaced persons and street children. So this movie is going to take place, the premiere is going to take place in Douala on the 9th of April at La Falaise, Bonanjo, and the second premiere in Douala is going to take place in Yaoundé on the 16th of April.
Away from this soccer tournament, Neighbor Paul once more reiterates on the activities of the non-profit, the Belinda Babila Foundation.
The Babila Foundation is a foundation that is dealing with humanitarian projects, and they had to find a way to come closer to younger people. And you know, Cameroonians are lovers of football, and using football, she's using this project to come closer to the youthful population of Mabanda today.
In a football encounter that leaves the Belinda Babila Foundation Football Club emerging victorious, Jikang Smart Gabriel of the Kamasech Douala team now analyzes the game thus.
Well, it was a very tough game, we should say, because during the first half we were led by 4-0, and you saw what happened in the second half. I'm sure the coaches of the day had a great tactical display to tell us, and that was what actually worked for us. And we saw what happened. We came back from a 4-0 to a 4-3. It is a defeat, yes, but a very hard-fought defeat, and we are sure when they are calling for a return leg in the month of April, it's going to be a different ball game. No matter who we see, we're going to have a full team by then to play against Belinda Babila Foundation.
While soliciting the support of the entire public in realizing these projects, the Belinda Babila Foundation is also enjoining faithfuls to stay alert for the launch of the movie.
Darling, on this report on that friendly sporting encounter concludes today's edition of Prime News with me, Eileen Sama. The news was produced by Ewane Eli, compiled by Lasha Kingsley. Coming up next is Prime Hour with Kum Leonard and his team. Enjoy the rest of programs on My Media Prime tonight. Stay blessed.